I'm just looking at my sample mockup and I'm putting those exact same fields within there. And the nice thing is these values here, these headers, don't have to actually be what they are in the database. This is going to be, displayed to the viewer. So we're going to make sure that they understand what this is, right? If this was my item ledger entry table, my customer number would be source number. If I put source number there, they probably wouldn't know what that meant. So this is just for, hey, this is what this field is. Once you've created that options page, put in your filters, hold them on over here, right? Copy the titles, just paste them over here, and then use a cell reference to get those values for each of those. And put in my headers. I'm now officially done with my pre-development.
The headers are just in the report, not in the options?
Right. This is what the viewer is going to see.
Okay.
So basically everything in our mock-up, like what is it that we need to display, our display fields. So we're done with the pre-development. We've done all of our research, figured out our tables, we figured out our fields, we figured out our filters, whether they're hard-coded, whether they're report options. And we go through and we just simply build this out. Okay. So why don't I have you do 2-37, Janice's commission report. Do exactly what we just did.
Like in a whole new workbook?
Yep, create a whole new worksheet. And go ahead and save both of these. I don't know if we're going to have to come back to them, but let's go ahead and save them. One is Katie and one is Janice.
Can you have multiple reports in one workbook?
Yes, you can. Just know when you run the report, it's going to run them all. So if I've got 5 reports and each one takes 10 minutes to run, I'm not going to be sitting there for almost an hour waiting for those reports to run. So yes, you can keep them all in the same one. Is it advisable? Not always, unless they actually have to be together.
The report on the report sheet or on the options sheet?
It doesn't matter if either one, because it's going to run every worksheet within the workbook. I could have 20 worksheets and it's going to run it for all of them. So that's why I create the 2 tabs first and then hit run a report, because then it will put the auto plus hide in each one.
So should we put actual filters if we know what it is? Or
Yeah, if you know what the values are, go ahead and put them on in. about done. So let's kind of go over it. I've got my mock-up for Janice here. Pretty basic. I've got my tables that I'm going to go to. Because I've done this all in Excel, I'm just going to go ahead and continue it all in here. Option, report. Create my 2 tabs. I'm going to run my report, go back into design so I don't have to add auto plus hide. My options, well, I didn't put them on here, so let's just type these out. We had posting date, salesperson code, and lastly, document type. So did everybody have any values they started out with on these? What do we have on posting date?
01/01/08.
Yep, she told us she wants to start with January, so I'm going to be nice and give her that starting value. Salesperson code? Yep, she didn't specify when to start off with. Document type? Well,
We don't know it yet.
we don't know it, but it's implied. This is one of those where if we went back and looked, we could say, okay, well, commissionable transactions are invoices or credit memos. So I'm just going to put in invoice pipe credit memo. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the posting date, salesperson code, document type, just those ones, copy those, go over to my report, paste them on in, and then just do a cell reference from the report page to the option page to pull over those values. And I can just go ahead and copy those on down. Alright. So we've got our option page set up, we've got our report almost set up. Now just for my own personal style, I usually keep at least one column between where my filters are and where I start my report. And I try and keep at least one row space. Yeah, that's just my style. I typically don't want to put my report underneath my filters because oftentimes I'm going to end up hiding these, which means it'll hide inside our column, which would be a problem if I put some data here that I need to show. So I typically give myself a little bit of a buffer.
I know this is a stupid question,
Sure.
but if we've already got on the option
Page?
why are you putting it there also as well?
Because we want to have our report, those values on this page. For the purpose of speed and efficiency, it's best to have the values that you're referencing on the same sheet. So, to be honest, the way we're doing it right now is still not the most efficient way. We're going to fix that tomorrow. So, your question will make more sense tomorrow. But for right now, just note that we need to make sure our filters are on the same page as our report itself. So if I've got another, say another report here, I need to bring those filters over to this page as well. The way Excel works is it works from left to right, top to bottom, so it's going to go through here. And so it's much more efficient to have it be on this page than say, okay, I'm going to reference something on this page and then bring it back over here to plug it in. It's just an efficiency perspective. So what do we need on here? We need our salesperson code. We need our salesperson name. I'll just put an SP name. We need our commission percent. We need our customer number. We need that customer name. We need the total commissionable transactions and total commission. We're just going based off our report alone or our mock-up.
And we could also get the date of the transaction there, right?
This one, well, it depends on the kind of report. Yeah, if you wanted to see every single transaction,
every sale,
it would be a slightly different report. Right now, this is set up to show me, okay, here's
just the total.
right. Here's
okay,
the customer. Here's the customer name. Here's their total of the transactions. But I could build this to say, here's every transaction that this salesperson was responsible for. Yeah, that's a perfectly another way to do that. Then you almost get transactional level detail. Nobody has to drill down because all the information's right there.
Correct.
This is, they wanted a summarization
Just
of
a
it.
summary.
Yeah. And I give myself a little color here. Being from Oregon State, I always color it orange, even though it's a horrible choice for reporting. So everybody have something similar? Or the same?
The same.
Pretty darn close? All right. Pretty easy. That's our pre-development. It's everything we have to do. Now, the hardest part really is coming down and trying to figure out which tables I need to use, which fields I need to use. You're gonna stumble through that. You're gonna feel like you're blind for a little bit, you don't know where to go. But you're gonna start finding those tables you use quite often, and it's gonna make it much easier. So that was steps 1 through 5 of our reports, our report writing process. So we are going to be that one. Module 3. Let's get into the basics of our dynamic reporting. Did Scott update your computer? Yeah, sorry.
When he was walking by, I asked him, and he said, no, we don't need to be.
Okay.
Yeah, mine is not updated,
Yeah, we'll just have to update yours.
That's fine,
It's-
yeah.
It won't be too hard.
but, okay, perfect.
So once we get to the point where we're gonna have everybody doing stuff, actually,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's see if we're gonna need to do that. Yeah, because I'm gonna want you to follow along with some of this stuff.
Okay.
So let's get yours set up. Go ahead and get logged in, open up Excel.
Did you call Vicky and ask her about what you were planning to do?
Not yet.
Wait until the second of the month.
No, she just got back yesterday, I didn't want to bother her yesterday.
I was locked in over there and
That's okay.
I let her settle in for a minute.
She's eager to work with second.
Well,
I'm joking and me.
Check.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do yours
She's
because
eager to
you're up and
work.
running. So let's go to our data source settings in JET. And here we're gonna go to browse. Yep. We're gonna go to the C, we're gonna look for the programs x86, scroll on down, look for the folder with your name.
Project.
There should be one, training DB.
Thought project after they got to, to get to that. I actually feel like I want to do something.
There we go, so hit OK. Go one more down to the nav client one. Perfect. Hit OK. And go to the connections.
Her computer starts working.
And we're gonna update that browse as well. So we're gonna go, let's go back up to program x86. Somebody scroll on down, find that same training DB file. And open up the nav one, find that FDB file, the last one. There we go, that one. And go ahead and drop this down and see if we get something. That one's good. Drop down the Cronus
They
International.
don't have a big things. They have
There we
a,
go, choose that.
they have a,
And then test connection just to
a
make
big
sure.
house and she always tells me like they
Perfect.
redo
Okay,
the floor
you're good to go.
or the kitchen.
So we don't need to update yours anymore.
Okay,
You were the only two that were pointing at the original folder.
okay.
So
Oh, cool.
we don't have to do anything else. I figure since you were booting up,
Yeah.
we could probably just do yours. Made it much easier.
Okay.
So our dynamic reporting. The first thing we're going to talk about is replication and this concept of replication within the NL function. We're going to talk about the two types of dynamic lists that we can create. One is called a summary list, one is called a data dump. And then we're going to figure out, well, now we've got this list of stuff, how are we going to sort that information, right? That was something we noted on our mock-up, okay? We noted we needed to sort on this quantity. How do we do that? We haven't even talked about that. We noted in our mock-up, but we never did anything with it. So the first thing we want to talk about is replication. What is this process? How do we build it into our NL function? What's this what parameter? We'll talk about our basic query types and this concept of replicated regions. Okay. So I actually have a video that I can show you, but I prefer my own file. So we're going to use that. So this idea of replication is really what drives JET. I can build this query. Let's zoom this in a little bit so we can all see it a little bit better. Okay. Here I just simply have one replicator. And a replicator is just something that's going to identify a region in Excel and then duplicate it for each value that it finds from its query. We have 3 replicators. We have rows, which is the one that's used